Hey everybody, it's Mike. I'm Jory. From my sights. So today we're going to be talking about the first thing that we're actually manufacturing, which Jerry and I are like ecstatic about this, and we already did a 25-minute video that we had to cut and not use. Go over all this all over again.
Let's not even begin.
So
we're beginning to manufacture our MOSFETs.
Yes.
Behold the first generation of the In My Sights Freak FET.
Yep.
First one we'll put in.
All right.
God darn it.
All right, so there goes that one. So pretty much how this goes.
Nah, man, these are durable. That's the benefit. So these are nice and sturdy. They have metal back plates as a heat sink. They got these little holes drilled in to also dissipate heat. That way the MOSFET doesn't overheat and fry.
Yep.
For example, if you, for some reason, you have a short and you don't have a fuse in it, your MOSFET will be better protected to handle that heat so that the solder doesn't melt and cause a short within the MOSFET. Because we've had that with other MOSFETs in the past, where if something just screws up.
Yeah.
You know, it could be even like, let's say for example, it's before the fuse or it's before the MOSFET or something like that.
Yeah.
Like something like even if you did have a fuse, you didn't do it right or something. It overheats, it gets really hot. Now your solder is melted and it's caused a short within the MOSFET itself. It's not protected, and then your MOSFET is now fried. If you've ever had a situation where all of a sudden your gun overheated and then you go to plug in your battery and it starts shooting,
yeah,
your MOSFET soldering got messed up, or there's something in the MOSFET itself fried. We've had that happen a couple times here at the shop too, and we have not had that happen with these, which is unbelievable. It's so much. It's just a relief that I can rely on these at least a little bit more.
Yeah.
In that regard. So that's one good benefit. The other benefit is that we can control what features we put on and off it. So right now these don't have active braking, but we can put active braking on it. It's just we have to build the board with that design in mind. In the future, we also want to add fuses built in to these. What kind of fuse, I'm not entirely sure right now, because we want to find out what will be the best quality while also not making these things jump up like $5 or $6 in price.
Yeah, we're trying to find out whatever's.
We want to find something that will. All right, we should cut that.
No, yeah, we'll be fine.
We want to find something that will.
Be reusable but affordable. That's basically because it's a reusable MOSFET. So,
duh.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying we want to find something that will balance out quality versus cost.
Yeah.
So we don't want to make a $50 MOSFET here.
Yeah.
We want to make something affordable.
Yeah, and that's actually quick update. Kind of what we've been using for the history for this. What we've been using for the longest time has been NukeFETs, and they're great. But the main benefit and the reason for doing this is now we have the ability to get our hands on this. Like, the guy who makes this is a friend of Jerry's who's 3 blocks down the road.
Yeah, I go and I actually build it with him.
Yeah, and it has, and
the benefit over the NukeFET is, one, we can control what features we put on it, and we can get more of these at a time.
Yeah, and we can eventually customize it to the platform. Like, that's the main idea.
And then eventually the idea is we want to customize the circuit boards that they're put on to each platform that we install them in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're still going to be getting NukeFETs, though. I mean,
yeah.
You know,
we're putting them in a SCAR right now.
I like NukeFETs. They work really well.
Yeah.
Where you can they're smaller, which is a benefit. So
yeah.
you can put them in literally anything. They're like the size of a penny or something.
Yeah.
So you can install it in a SCAR with a folding stock and not have to worry about the wire being exposed through the stock.
Yeah.
Can't do that with these unless we design the circuit board a very specific way.
Yeah.
Which we're not going to bother doing for one gun right now.
Yeah. Eventually
these are still the version 1s. They're not prototypes. These are fully functional. They work well. We've put them in several platforms. We've had them in a couple of customer guns as well, and those are working out really well. So overall, the benefits are really good.
Yeah, they're
to creating our own MOSFETs.
Yeah, they're absolutely awesome, and it's just something that, like, it kind of took me a while to wrap my head around. Like, we've only been in this 6 months, and we're already making our first thing. and it's so cool. Like the major benefit, like we said, like Jerry was saying, is that we're going to be able to go ahead and customize it eventually to whatever platform that we have to deal with. Kind of not necessarily doing a drop-in concept because you still got to wire it, but at least like has the dimensions right for whatever platform that you need it for, and this way you're good to go.
Yeah.
I mean, when he started showing me, like, he's like, yo, dude, check this out, and had like our own logo and stuff on it. It was huge.
We showed it before in the video. We'll show it again.
And
we want to put our actual logo that says "In My Sights." That one came out a little small.
Yeah.
Like I said, these are version 1s, but that's not a functionality problem. That's a cosmetic one that we gotta adjust.
Yeah, it's got our website on it. Like, I'm happy.
Yeah.
so like, and the other thing is that the one major thing about this is because we can make our own.
We can make it purple.
We can. Well, that's it. We can. It's cheaper for us to manufacture them, but instead of dropping the price down, we can keep the price the same but add more features.
Yeah.
And that's like the main thing. So I think it's going to end up like, because our MOSFETs are now going to start costing us around, it used to be $30. It was $25 for the MOSFET, $5 plus the install. And now we're going to add another $5 because we thought originally NukeFits came with fuses. We read that on a site that it wasn't from NukeFit. It was another site that we read about. Now we're going to start installing car fuses, automated fuses that you can put. You get anywhere from any automotive store. You can even get them in Walmart.
Yeah.
And you pretty much just put
and we
it
do
right
the
there.
same thing with these. We put fuses on them too because these don't have built-in fuses.
Yeah.
So for now, you know, it's gonna cost the same as a NukeFet. It's just a little different.
Yeah. Has a
That's
little
all
bit
it
more
is.
to it. It's a little bit like, you know, it's
basically the same thing, but it's got a circuit board, so it's definitely durable.
and heat sink
And it's got the heat sink, so it's not going to be as prone to overheating. I don't know if NukeFits have active braking or not.
No, they
These
don't.
definitely don't.
At least the bare ones don't. Like the first ones don't.
I don't know. I there's a difference between the tactical NukeFet and the NukeFet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We usually just use
I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, we just
what
usually
the differences are.
we usually use just the first one. We use
Yeah.
we use the basic NukeFet. I mean,
The tactical NukeFets are better than the NukeFets, but
Yeah.
they're also more expensive.
it's more expensive.
So-
So, and that's actually another reason why we did this is because of cost. So pretty much how it goes is when you're in the airsoft industry and
Or
you
any
start,
industry.
or any industry, whenever you get something, there's three ways that you get it. You either basically go to a place, which fortunately for us, a lot of them are part stores, which is our main thing. And you don't have to buy a minimum or anything. You just say, hey, I need like 4 pistons or 3 tap plates or whatever, and they send it to you.
Yep.
And fortunately, like I said, a lot of them are parts stores do this, which is great. The second option that they have is you can buy them, but the more you buy, the cheaper it's going to get.
Which is exactly how electronics work. If you've
Yeah.
ever been to DigiKey or what's the other one? MasterCard.
Yeah.
The more, so if you buy, for example, if you buy one circuit board, they're gonna cost you like $1 or like $2 or something.
Yeah.
If you buy 100 of them, they'll cost you like 5 cents each.
Yeah.
So you get them a lot cheaper.
Which is also cool if like you're in a pinch and you gotta like, because like say for example at that point it's like you just need it, like you can go ahead and still get it. The issue for smaller businesses is the third option, which is you have to buy a certain amount of an actual product, or you have to spend a certain amount of money to get that product.
Yeah, where like you some stores or some dealer websites, you go and they tell you have to have a $500 minimum.
Yeah.
Some of them they'll say, all right, you can buy as much as you want, but you have to buy at least like 50 of these scopes or whatever it is that you're getting.
And that's and as far as gear goes and platforms go, that's not everybody obviously, but it's a good chunk of the industry, and it's another reason why we don't usually invest in a lot of like gear and stuff, and we focus on the parts, because besides the fact that's our forte, that's what we're good at. And that's what we're going to continue to really push towards to specialize in, because you guys can get that stuff from anywhere. You know, it's a lot harder to find a mechanic that really knows what they're doing. They're out there, but like, you know, this is what we focus on.
That's what we do. That's our focal point.
Yeah.
We're trying to be able to do other things, to branch out a little bit, but other places have been able to do it better. So if they can do it better, we'll direct it to there.
Yeah, like
You know, if they
we're
can do
always
it
directing.
cheaper.
We're always directing people to other websites all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like especially when they're like, "Yo, I'm looking for this gun." It's like, "Hey, man, we don't sell platforms, But if you guys want, you can go head over to
Yeah.
Airsoft GI, e-bike.
We're not
AMPS.
recommending you to a specific one. We'll just tell you, hey, get this instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Just try and find it for the cheapest somewhere.
And usually the thing that we're recommending we don't have either. So
Yeah.
so like it's
We don't have Tokyo Marui 1911s.
yeah, no. So it's like one of the benefit to having something like this is it's a lot more affordable for us and really allows us to be extremely flexible in customizing it to whatever your liking is.
That's really what the benefit is. We can do whatever we want with it, and we're going crazy with it.
Yeah.
Like, I go crazy with it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's really cool, and it's
I have lots of fun with it.
He was just like using his brother's VFC, and he's just like holding down the trigger, and he's like holding the MOSFET, and he's not feeling it get hot at all.
And not like for a 30-round mag, more like a 300-round mag.
Yeah, he's
like
just-
and more than one.
he's
And I'm
just
holding
like-
on to the MOSFET. The battery started to get a little warm at one point. The MOSFET didn't. The
Yeah.
motor didn't.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Like
Yeah.
that's really cool. But
Yeah, use an active braking FET, and if you've ever done that, your motor grip gets really hot after like shooting like 2 or 3 mid caps.
yeah, like he actually I had him just turn my active braking off because it was getting to the point
Yeah,
where
we
like,
got PTC Spectres.
I had
use
gloves
active
and I'm
braking.
feeling it through my gloves.
Yeah, because he like uses his M4 like a saw,
Yeah,
and I got a DMR where I'm just using semi-auto. And I don't feel it because I use unless I'm spamming the trigger like crazy. You don't really feel the heat, but my DMR needs it because I have either pre-cocking or I need to have it reset the same way every time, so I have a feel for it because it's just how you breathe, how the gun feels, how it like clicks.
yeah,
That's all in line with you're getting into your zone and knowing where you have to shoot and how to shoot and making the same shot every time.
yeah.
But if you're just gonna go Rambo and sprint back and forth,
Speaking of which, that's why we're picking up a Crytek LMG in like 3 or 4 weeks. So Nick is like, we're getting the Timasaw, but you're going to be using it. Okay.
yeah, because Nick
Like,
doesn't want to run around.
3, yeah, he doesn't.
I
Like,
don't
I'm
either.
going to have
That's why
like
I
3
use it.
bags of ammo just dumping it into the...
That's why I use a DMR. I could just sit back in a building and just be like, all right, you guys go run and play soldier. I'm gonna sit here and shoot targets. They just happen to be moving and breathing.
Yeah. So it's cool, like, and we're really excited about it. We're definitely going to be updating it more as we go, and as we get more of the technical specs, and
Yeah.
we've actually, again, this is a production model. This is not a prototype model, but as we get more and more to refining it, we'll eventually do another more in-depth.
Yeah, there's gonna be a
review.
version 2, version 3.
And that's when we'll do an in-depth review with the actual specs on it, and
We'll have
videos.
different models. We'll have models with fuses or non-fuses. We'll have models with what do you call it, active braking or non-active braking. Ideally, we want to be able to make it a feature where
Oh.
you could turn it on and off.
Yeah. And that's another thing real quick. I know he just said fuses and non-fuses. Even he means the resettable fuse. So we'll still...
No, a built whether or not you want a built-in fuse.
Oh, well, I would expect them to want a built-in fuse. Like, God forbid the battery goes on fire.
Well, no, because the size.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
Because if you want a built-in fuse, the MOSFET's going to have to change in its shape and size.
Yeah.
But if, for example, you're using it in a buffer tube and you can't fit the built-in fuse for whatever reason,
Yeah.
you can have another fuse in front of it in line,
Mm-hmm.
and that way, it's not wider or something like that.
Yeah,
It depends on the final design. Hopefully, we'll be able to just phase out fuses entirely, or not fuses, but keeping a fuse separate from the MOSFET itself entirely, and just make it so that every MOSFET comes with a fuse.
It's also less wiring you gotta do.
But maybe we can make it so you can have like the resettable fuse, or like the standard fuse.
Yeah.
Whichever you want. The resettable fuse will be easier, but it'll definitely be more expensive than the
Than a
inline
regular
fuse.
fuse.
That's
Yeah.
what- but it pays for itself after you blow the fuse,
Yeah.
because you don't have to buy another fuse.
And as you guys know, like when we did our Airsoft Innovations Tornado Grenade video way back, our main thing is being able to find stuff that saves you money in the long run.
Mhm.
It might be expensive at first, but when you don't got to worry about it afterwards, you're good.
Yeah, but some people don't
Yeah.
really care. They
Yeah.
they want
And
you
find-
know,
and
it's,
find-
it's what you want.
Yeah, and find a balance. Like if you don't care and you just want something that's cheaper, well, here you go. We have
You
the
m-
option.
You might say, you know what? I don't really trust the resetting fuse. I'd rather just have a fuse where I could see, oh, it blew.
Yeah.
And then you go and you buy your own fuse or something like that. You definitely know it won't like mess up or something like that. I mean, that's just
Yeah, personal
how it
preference.
is.
Yeah.
It's personal preference.
And that's one of the things that we really love about it as opposed to the other MOSFETs is we can do
It's
whatever
really
we want.
the independence that we like.
Yes.
It's not that we don't want to use other MOSFETs, because
Yes,
we want to
no.
get BTC Spectres. Those are amazing.
Yeah.
We want to get NukeFETs. Those work really well, and we've
Yes.
been using them almost
For-
exclusively
for-
up until the point where we bought these.
Yeah.
And it's not like we have these. We still use NukeFETs.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're
So-
using it in a SCAR like tomorrow.
It's nothing that we don't want to not. There's nothing
Yeah.
we don't want to use.
We just want to be able to be flexible. That's the main thing, and that's kind of like how our whole company is. Like
Exactly.
as the major benefit is this: by not having to worry about putting $5 or $3 or $2,000 down on a specific item, we can be flexible. We don't have to invest heavily in one area. We could see what works and adjust to you guys. Like that's one of the benefits of having the shop that we have. You know, I don't have to worry about having a storefront, going there, paying a ridiculous amount of overhead, and then invest in something, and that's it. I'm done. Like I can't like get rid of that item because I got to eat. But with us, by doing this, we can literally be like, nah, we tried it, didn't work. Let's try this. You know, and that's what we're all about. So the fact that we have this that emulates that is awesome. So, but I think that's it. Is there anything else?
It's purple.
It's purple. It is purple, and Jerry likes the purple. I like the purple too.
The red wires are going to be purple now.
Yeah, yeah. So, like always, guys, if you need anything else, let us know. Talk to us on Facebook. Send us messages. You know, it's whenever you guys have a question for us, we're always happy to help. Like we jump. I think our response rate is 100% on Facebook. So
Yeah, for the most part.
you know, so if you have any other questions, please let me know and
leave a
let Jerry
comment.
know. Yeah, let us know in the comments. Email us, whatever is easier for you guys. And we'll see you next time we go on the field. Have a good day. Bye.